As Gen Xers, we're told all the time to follow our passion, find work that matters, take back our time, and do what's important to us. And I'm guilty of it. I talk about this all the time in TikTok, that my number one goal is to retake my time, do what I want to do when I want to do it. But we can't confuse goal with what our priorities are, because the key to all of this is financial independence. And what we don't talk about a lot is, right, it's not a get rich quick scheme, escaping corporate and going solo. It helps to plan. I didn't plan. In hindsight, that's one of the biggest mistakes that I made, was not having a plan, or at least starting this thing while I was still in corporate. It worked out, but it could have saved me a bunch of time. But what I didn't realize was the key to all of this is the financial independence. And if you're still in corporate, are you truly financially independent? No, you're completely dependent on that paycheck, that company, not making changes, not downsizing, not eliminating positions, et cetera, et cetera. So, over the course of my now almost 6 years being solo, I figured out basically 3, now on my 4th path. When I started with solo consulting, was able to get that into the 6 figures, but realized that's not what I really wanted to do. And then stumbled into fractional leadership, and again, got that up to 6 figures, but realized it still really wasn't what I wanted to do. Then ultimately experimented with a number of different things, including coaching, business development, some advisory, etc. And it wasn't until now that I stumbled into the corporate escapee ecosystem, starting to build this, that this is what I'm really passionate about. So, but I was able to get myself financially independent from corporate. And again, in the early days, you may not love what you're doing, but you have to be opportunistic, be scrappy, and just get yourself to the point where you're comfortable that you can make money. So if you hear these get rich quick schemes, it doesn't work, right? Maybe you get lucky, but I mean, it's a journey. You can look at some of my previous posts. I talk about, what that timeline looks like. But my only word of advice in this post to you is the priority is financial independence. But the beauty of this is you get to decide what independence means to you. To me, it's not having to ever worry about another paycheck from corporate. It's being able to control my own destiny, right? We still all have, imposter syndrome, if you will, or doubts about where it's going. But, after a few years, I was completely confident that I knew I could make money and stay out of corporate. So apologies for the longer winded post, but this really is about making sure that your priority is that financial independence, figuring out how to make money. Once you start to crack that code, you realize it's not as hard or as complicated as we can make it out to be. And you then ultimately over time, you can figure out where you want to spend your time. And like I said, if you want to work for the next 10, 15, 20 years, you can do it on your own terms. So as usual, if you're still in corporate, good luck.